What is up everyone, Circon here bringing you guys another video. We're taking a look at another buffed tank that got buffed in the latest patch, which is patch 1.2. And this time around we're going to take a look at the Super Pershing. And it got actually a fair amount of changes. And most of that just happened to be about the gun, and it got more horsepower. And also on the 3D model, the turret got a lot stronger around the gun mantlet, basically. Like there's a whole lot of text there. It basically means that the turret is just a lot more reliable, and you'll have to shoot the weak spot a bit more than you used to, right? And the other thing that got changed is that the hydraulic cylinders or whatever it is on top of the tank are now actually spaced armor. Before that, they were just modeled in, but you would just shoot right through it, right? So now your weak spot is like a little bit covered up, as you can see, right? So all in all, pretty nice buffs. It was the hull was always kind of trolly already, and so as long as you hide your lower plates, you actually have a pretty damn nice turret now. Also got a little bit of a DPM buff, nothing major there. It got 10 more pen on the AP shell, and the APCR didn't get nerfed or buffed or anything. It is still at a mighty 258 millimeters of pen. And as a fair warning, I'm going to show you guys one replay, and I'm going to shoot a lot of gold. So if you're not into that, you might want to look away now, just a heat of warning, but it was one of the better games I played. And this APCR is just insane. I'm actually surprised they didn't nerf this, because this is, I think, one of the best APCR shells on a medium premium tank. I think this is probably even better than the non-preferential matchmaking tanks have. So that's kind of odd. You would almost expect this to be nerfed a little bit, but hey. It is what it is. So the gun handling also got better. Dispersion stayed the same though. And yeah, pretty nice buffs towards it. So yeah, let's just jump right into the replay, shall we? So we are here on a steps map, and it's 10-5 matchmaking. And this is the matchmaking you will find yourself in most of the time. And like I played a whole stream of about 6-7 hours I played straight. And I played, except for one game, I played exclusively limited matchmaking tanks to test out a lot of the changes. And this is the matchmaking you're gonna see a lot. Luckily though, there's no artillery, but you gotta see 10-5 matchmaking most of the time. The times you'll see a tier 6 or tier 7 are very low, even for the limited matchmaking tanks. Just basically further indicating that tier 8 matchmaking is completely screwed right now. But yeah, that's about it. So like I said, I do pack a whole lot of APCR around, even with the buffed 202 AP rounds, right? And if the matchmaking changes that are coming at some point, they've said, right? Hopefully around Christmas, hopefully even sooner than that, then you'll probably want to switch this loadout to be 30-20 or something like that, right? But you see a lot of tier 9, and even with only 5 tier 9s, but also because of the power creep that is the armor everywhere. So the the ISM, the VK101P, all the Japanese heavies, like you need that APCR around quite a bit, which is gonna hurt a lot. And what's also gonna hurt a lot is when you hit an ally. Whoops, that was a totally unneeded shot. And then the Scorpion actually just pences like that, just straight through the, I think somewhere through the turret. Anyway, we're just gonna get straight into the thick of it here on steps. And I am actually feeling pretty confident here that if I angle well enough, I'm gonna be pretty troll against these tier 8s, right? So I'm just angling as much as we can. And what I'm trying to do is go for the Löwe, because he's really not angling well. And I'm trying to get tracking shots whilst not showing my lower plate. And I also gotta be mindful of the Pantera. So here again, I shoot into the ground. I'm just trying to get the tracking shots right now, because that Löwe especially is angling really poorly. So I've been dipping like a couple of AP shots now, and now into the APCR shots. And the APCR is mostly for the IS-3, because that piked nose is a yellow pen at best with the AP shells. But now, as you can see, every time I'm like, alright, we should shoot the IS-3, the Löwe is still angling like a pancake. So I'm kind of wasting these APCR shells into the Löwe, although with AP, you might have a chance to be only tracking and not penning, because the Löwe hull also got a buff a while ago. And there's also an AMX-30 in the back there, and there's still this Pantera being annoying behind that rock. But my main concern right now is watching for this Pantera. We track him there, which is rather nicely. And my main target is the Ice Tree, because we just saw that the Centurion is also stuck as all hell. He has a stock turret and everything, so he's not really going to do much to our Super Pershing anymore. So here, it's really hard to judge there how to keep a Pantera tracked while shooting me in the side like that. So I shot him, I think, twice with doing no damage, and then I was like, alright, we'll do one damaging shot. And here, again, I don't want to give this Pantera the side of my turret, and I'm just going to hide as much as I can. In the end, he ends up hitting me, I think, in the turret or so. But as you can see, it's a pretty good brawler. Like, you can make this work now, and the extra added power to weight makes this, you know, a pretty decent fight here. You see here again, we're just going for the Pike Nose IS-3. You could theoretically hit the turret roof, but even that would be like pretty much impossible. So we just, you know, take out the gun there, and a lot of my people are dying here. There's a WZ and the 705 are just angling super poorly. Centurion is here, and as you can see, I keep, after I shoot, I try and angle as best as I can towards the AMX-30 and the Pantera, because I don't want to give either of these people a nice shot. And this AMX-30, I think, has been shooting heat the whole time, because he's been nuking these heavies into oblivion. And they are just trying to do a cheeky shot against the ISM. T-54 comes in and releases us of the pain that is the Pantera. And now we're just going on the Centurion. I'm being basically lazy, and we hit the outer tracks. We don't get the damage done. But if we take a look now at the minimap and at the score, it's relatively even. But they're going to be rampaging into our base, and we still have a hurdle of about 3 to 4 tanks defending their base. So I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to dig these TDs out right now. We probably should just defend so they don't cap us out, or we don't get like sandwiched in, right? So our TDs start running, the UDES and the Scorpion and the Waffle, they all start running, and I'm just making sure that I don't get shot from the left, but just making sure that they're not on the hill. So I see the ISM fleeing here, we have a side shot, goes in nicely, luckily. And we also loaded the, I think we shot him with AP there. As you can see, we shot like 17 APCR rounds, and this is AP again. So managed to actually hit the lower plate. For some reason, the Waffle just completely whiffs the shot, and I don't get spotted. So I'm just like, alright, I'll take another shot. And the APCR goes through the turret ring there, and then the WZ side shot, sure, I'll take that. So they're all pretty wounded already, so I'm like, okay, this is a strange game already. Because I don't remember ever fighting from this position whilst having the North spawn. And now the VKB comes in and he's on low health, and the Brigetto is on low health. So I'm like, what the hell is the enemy team doing? Because they're all just almost mindlessly just barging in there. And here you'll see one of my most annoying targets. Not even that guy, that's the VKB. But this guy, the VKP at tier 8, my god, these things are a headache. So even with like one of the best APCR shells, the side shot just doesn't do anything, doesn't track him or anything. So I see that they're all on low health, and I have like a swarm of teammates there. And, you know, whilst we have better power to weight, I still realize, like, you know what, I should probably get a head start into going for the prototype and the T30 here. If the T30 is still there, of course, because that spot was, I think, pretty old by the time we're here, right? So prototype is here, trying to go for the tracking shot there. I think we actually do get the correct angle on the shot there, but for some reason it just doesn't track him. And here, if we have APCR, we can shoot through the cheeks of the prototype. You know, we have a green pen marker, but it's just not happening, unfortunately. So as you can see, I do shoot a lot of APCR here, and they were mostly wasted on the Leva, which is a shame. And the prototype front turret is also a valid excuse, I'd say. But, you know, it is what it is, right? This is one of the better replays to show you guys how well it handles itself against other tier 8s and 9s. And it's mostly about showcasing also that the armor actually is pretty worth it now. And hopefully you can also get across that the mobility, while seemingly being not so major, actually feels like a pretty big buff. Which is nice. I feel like the Super Pershing is actually kind of worth it now. T30 is still here for some reason. And I'm like, alright, let's see if we can get a tracking shot maybe and do damage at the same time. It whiffs a bit to the left so we don't track him. Somebody else does, and then we get the kill shot here. And we kill him, which is obviously very, very nice. So, yeah, as you can see, it feels like the Super Pershing is actually kind of worth it now. Because it's also pretty competitively priced as far as as far as the sorry, I keep using the wrong screen. So as far as the pricing of premiums goes, which is, you know, sort of ridiculous, but I think this thing is around 27 euros or so with limited matchmaking and a pretty godly APCR. If you just want to go for crew XP, it's a pretty gnarly tank now. And with the buffs to the turret, it actually makes it feel a lot nicer. And even the higher tiers will still have to aim somewhat for your weak spot on the turret, because there's so much like weird stuff going on the turret, right? You have the space armor of the hydraulic cylinder things there. Then you have all the space armor around the turret. So it is actually a pretty damn nice tank now. Now, I did warn you guys that I shot a lot of gold. Well, we did 4,200 damage, 3 kills, over 1,500 basic speed. We picked up like 5 medals, fire for effect, shell-proof, Brewster, Confederate, and the Lefschlios medal. I never know how to pronounce that. And then at the end credits, we also used food, or I think a large repair kit, so that was another 20k. We spent 129k on APCR. That is a lot of money. And that's because we have a 240 alpha gun with a shell cost of basically a 390 alpha gun. And that's another reason why things like an IS-6 will make more money while spamming premium than you will be doing it with a super Pershing, right? So I had to run a credit booster to make a profit of 41k. So I still made a profit whilst running a credit booster, and we got a lot of XP, right? So if you play like 10 games in this and you spam some premium whilst fighting some super heavies, and then have hopefully better matchmaking and not have to spam premium, I think over the amount of like 10 games, you'll still make a lot of profit. And I think I made profit pretty much every single game. And some of those were even without a credit booster. So yeah, that's the tank now. It got some fairly minor buffs by the looks of it, but in reality, it actually feels pretty significant. And I actually feel like this might be kind of a worthy pickup, even for newer players, because the armor is pretty forgiving. So I think they've done a pretty good job balancing this one compared to the Yak 88 that I reviewed before. So I think if you still have one, it's maybe time to dust one off if you want to make some credits. I think personally, there's still things like the Pilot, which is just a way better tank for me because I'm like an aggressive player. I like fast, aggressive plays. But that doesn't have limited matchmaking. And I think for the average player, and maybe even the new player, I think the Super Pershing is actually a pretty good tank to give them. Because it's limited matchmaking tank, and it actually is decent now, and it's not as awfully slow anymore, so you can kind of get stuck into battle just that much quicker, which is a nice thing. So I think overall, this is a positive, and I'm still surprised they haven't nerfed the APCR, but yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this little review of the 1.2 Super Pershing. If you did, let me know in the comments. If you hated this because, oh my god, I used a lot of gold, let me know in the comments as well, because I love reading it and then ignoring it. So anyway, guys, check out some more of my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.